Alright, welcome back to the channel. Yesterday was a Battlefield 6 reveal, multiplayer reveal. I was there live on Kick, streaming the entire thing. Let's see where we are. So check that out. I'm on Kick. I'm really growing the channel. Thank you guys so much for the support on Kick, on YouTube. It was huge day yesterday. You guys really turned up. Thank you guys so much. But now we're going to react to the trailer, the official multiplayer gameplay trailer, the combat classes, the maps, everything. We're going to break down what they're telling us, and we're going to break down what the actual gameplay looks like. Personally, just as a way to begin, I'm excited. I am preparing my pre-order right now, and hopefully within the next few days I should pre-order it. Yes, before the beta, I don't care. This seems like a game that I know will be very engaging. So I don't know if I can recommend it, but I personally, what I'm seeing in the game, this is what I like to see from my first-person shooter. So it's going to be fantastic. I have my crew already. My crew is being assembled. We're going to run this game for as much and as long as possible. So let's watch the gameplay trailer. Of course, you guys have seen it, but I'll just give my thoughts on it. So the main thing that it really took on is destruction. That was the buzzword throughout the press conference. And I thought it was a little bit too much because, yes, destruction should be an ambient part of any game. As I've always said, and you've heard me say this many times, destruction is important. The environment, the level in which a player is playing must feel the impact of the player's actions. So there must be impact, there must be consequences. Each time you fight and you do, dangerous things, the environment should reflect that something like that has occurred. So it's good that when you enter a map and when you leave, the map changes.
Oh, we got the fucking bench!
So you have, multiple aiming, or what do you call it? Like omni movement? Not omni movement, but what do you call it? Prone aiming. I'm not sure what it's called, but I like it. I like this, getting shots like this off. I think it's cool. It's more of a Battlefield 3 vibe. That map was like a aftermath map, and this seems more like a Damavent Peak type map. So it's a mix of 3 and 4, this map. Collateral, nice. So in Battlefield 4, you would call that a revolution, kind of. But here it's dynamic. And of course, having seen the gameplay, it's not every single thing that is fully destructible. So I guess instinctively as you play, you will know what is actually destructible and what is not. The ladders are quite nice. It kind of replaces the grappling hook. And this was something that we talked about, verticality, and this seems more grounded. I thought about the grappling hook from Battlefield Hardline, but this seems a little bit much better, more practical if you want to get into the building, if it's barricaded. Although, that said, you have a door right here. You can just walk into the building and climb the stairs, but of course, better to infiltrate.
Come on! Break your fucking face tonight!
That's it's all about it. He said, she said, bullshit. What was that song? Limp Bizkit, but what was the name of the song? Anyways, the fact that we have Limp Bizkit playing, it shows that we're back. Honestly, even NBA 2K had a very funky song. We're moving away from rap music, meaning that there's a nostalgia coming back, like when America was clean and had less migrants. Yeah. I'll continue. Yeah, there's something coming back. Something is happening. There's a renaissance of cultural consciousness. Something is going on. The fact that it's not rap music playing right now, yeah. that seemed like Dragon's Breath. If you remember the shotgun, there was a shotgun type attachment in Battlefield 3. I don't want to call it an A320, but it was like an equipment. That's what it seems like. Yeah, it wasn't a weapon. Something like this was in BF3, but it was more like a tool. What do you call it? Something in your inventory. It wasn't an actual weapon.
Almost there! It's finished! Contact! Fire! I think you Robert's to actual. We're taking heavy fire! Request immediate support!
No, not Caspian border. Operation Firestorm. Yes, I was just as excited when we saw this live. That was nice. Let's see that again. So they started this in BF5, Battlefield 5, and crazy. I just realized I haven't played Battlefield 5. Not even for a second, I didn't play Battlefield 5. That's crazy. I guess the robot lesbian stuff really threw me off because I played 2042 for like an hour, but I didn't play this game. I didn't play BF5. Crazy. So it's coming out October 10th. That's the main thing that we got. And it seems like they're ready. The beta is coming out next week. I will be playing the beta and uploading videos, giving you my thoughts on actually getting hands-on with the game. And you can see that they're a little bit more serious, right? We'll talk about the battle pass and content and monetization and things like this. We can see that everything, yes, the skins look futuristic and stuff, but it's still a little bit more grounded. The aesthetic is there for us to see. Let's see what we have next. A trailer on combat, classes, and destruction.
At the core of any great first-person shooter is the connection players have with its world. We know the things our players love about Battlefield and are elevating them to an even higher quality than ever before. Our class system's back, with new innovations to give players even more choice. Intent.
So classes are back. Yeah, okay. It's like being normal in 2025 is excellent. Going back to basics is excellent, which I find strange.
It's tactical combat, from the gunplay to the way you move across the battlefield, rebuilt from the ground up. Vehicles that feel weighty, powerful, and can change the tide of war.
And of course, destruction. Something Battlefield does unlike anyone else.
We heard you loud and clear. You want the class system back. Assault, Engineer, Support, and Recon.
Standard.
An iconic formula for Battlefield. Each class features a signature weapon set, as well as class-exclusive gadgets and traits that define your role in the squad.
The Assault class are the frontline killers who punch through enemies' defenses to open a way for the rest of the team. A handy grenade launcher will rob enemies of their cover, while flashbangs send them scurrying through the line of fire.
So flashbangs and nuke tubes are exclusive to Assault class, okay.
Cornered by the enemy, an adrenaline shot may be the difference.
So they are the only ones with the stim. Okay, so they can self-heal. Yeah, I thought we used to self-heal in BF3 as well, and 4.
Between life and death. Assault's enhanced mobility, combined with the option to throw on an extra primary weapon, makes you a formidable force that can push deep behind enemy lines.
You needed
2 primaries. That's gonna be funny.
to turn for tanks, helicopters, fucking jets. That's when you call in the engineer. Arm of the
Yeah, the RPGs do very well against the tanks. I like that. I don't like the fact that you need to, like, if you get a good shot at the tank, you should destroy it, because the tank itself is capable of such destruction.
satchel filled with rockets and mines. This class is all about being a menace to the vehicles hunting their allies. They're also the only class capable of repairing friendly vehicles, equipment, and weapon placements.
The Support class is there to...
That role, I saw it quite a bit, and I'm not sure what the use is, because for me, it just disrupts your vision. Like, I'm not seeing what the trade-off is. If you're going to do that fall and roll, does it help you evade fire? Maybe. Does it increase your speed or reduce damage? Yes, it reduces damage, allegedly. But to me, it should give you something on the offense as well, since your vision is being what's the word? Your vision is being disrupted. I think it should give you like a small temporary speed boost. Like even it's a 1.2, 1.3 speed boost for 3 seconds. I think something like that should be, because when you roll like that, you're not seeing anything for like half a second.
Pull your ass out of the fire, throwing down supply crates, heals, and ammo to keep you in the fight.
So medic support has ammo and health. I think it's a little bit strange. But whatever.
Support can lay down deployable cover, intercept enemy grenades and missiles, and they're the masters of the machine gun.
With MGs as well, it's going to be the best class. Like it's clearly going to be my favorite class because I love MGs. So eesh.
There is no better class to keep your squad in the fights when the odds are against you.
Yeah, yeah. Give me an MG all day, bro.
Recon is our tactical mastermind who provides vital information to the squad and stalks the edges of the battlefield, usually with a sniper rifle in hand to pull off the perfect headshot. With drones capable of pinpointing enemy positions, C4 that can cripple tanks and level buildings, and a laser designator that will guide your allies' missiles right to their target.
For Battlefield 6, we've reapproached combat and rebuilt it from the ground up to create an experience the team calls the kinesthetic combat system. Designed to give you a wider range of tactical and reflexive options during the heat of battle. It's about being aware of what's around you. How you move, how you shoot, and how to use destruction are all carefully balanced and work together to define this new system. With
the game looks good, it feels good. I'm not seeing much wrong. There's nothing. I'm not seeing anything I can criticize here.
In Revive, you can now cross no man's land to save a downed squad mate by pulling them to safety while reviving them. You can also lean and peek around corners. You can mount weapons on walls, crouch while sprinting, and even perform agile rolls while escaping enemy.
You see that? Let's see that again.
Crouch while sprinting, and even perform agile rolls while escaping enemy.
Yeah, in that moment, you've lost your vision. So you should be able to compensate for that with your movement. Since, obviously, if you are dive rolling to avoid enemy fire, it should give you more movement to avoid enemy fire. Or at least gain back the advantage you lost by losing your vision. That's just what I was trying to say.
Crouch while sprinting, and even perform agile rolls while escaping enemy fire.
All vehicles have been tuned to be more responsive and intuitive than ever before. Whether you're tearing across the sky in a chopper, raining bullets down on your foes, or rolling through the desert in a tank. The new Hitch a Ride ability lets your squad stay together.
That'd be cool. But you should be able to use a weapon like that. If you're hanging on like that, I think.
Expanding the number of spots available for vehicles. And while it's easier to navigate with simplified control options, harnessing these war machines' full lethal potential requires the expertise of a pro.
We know you love destruction. And for Battlefield 6, we wanted to push destruction even further, both in terms of a spectacle and as a gameplay mechanic.
Okay, spectacle and gameplay, yeah. You see some of your basic cover, you see getting chipped off by bullet fire. I think that's good.
We're debuting a new iteration called Tactical Destruction. It gives you even more options to own the battlefield with countless ways to transform the environment. Wall blocking your way? Try C4, a rocket launcher, or your handy sledgehammer. Squad firing on your team from above? Take out the floor beneath them. Or blow it all up.
You know, this is what I keep saying, yeah? If you design your game well, you wouldn't have to tell players what to do. And as I keep saying, developers are taking the joy out of player discovery. If you tell players that the game is destructible, you can destroy environments, you can, if you shoot a rocket launcher at a wall, you'll destroy it. If you show that, the player should be able to come up with these ideas themselves. Why is the developer telling us 3 months from launch that, yeah, do this, destroy the floor under the enemy? You shouldn't need to tell us. The gamer, the player, should be able to figure these things out on their own. I don't like the fact that they come and tell you tactics. Oh, this is how you should play. I don't like it. I think players should be able to. You don't need to open your mouth to tell us. Let's just discover that on our own, or just have somebody play the game and do a thing, and then it triggers the players' imagination to actually find out what is possible, and then that's where the joy comes from. That freedom of expression, not following an instruction from the developer.
Squad firing on your team from above? Take out the floor beneath them. Or,
I mean, if you think about it, you literally did that in Siege of Shanghai, in Battlefield 4, where there was a tank above. During the gameplay in E3, they took out a pillar, and then the tank fell down, and then they just messed up the tank. It's something that you can do, you can say without giving a whole instruction.
blow it all up. Climb over the rubble, problem solved.
All these things come together to create a genre-defining, must-play first-person shooter experience you cannot get anywhere else.
Okay, fantastic. This is the last one. Maps, modes, and portal. Let's go.
In Battlefield,
Oh gosh, here we go.
you and your squad will be battling it out across a world drowning in turmoil. A world filled with epic battles for you to partake in. All our spaces are built for the experience you want as a player. Whether that's intense, close quarters infantry combat, or large-scale warfare with tanks, choppers, and jets. So let's start with where you'll be battling it out.
Battlefield 6 will take you all over the globe, from Egypt and Gibraltar to Tajikistan and the streets of Brooklyn in the US. At launch, we'll have 9 maps, including a
9 maps, including a remake. That's okay. That's 8+1. That's fine. This is a classic map.
remake of the classic Operation Firestorm from Battlefield 3.
Gibraltar is built to be up close and personal. Smaller urban areas, designed to support close quarters combat. Egypt is all about infantry and land vehicles. While Tajikistan boasts scale, with epic settings that capture our all
Yeah, I love this. I love this map.
out war.
It reminds me of China Rising. I forget the name of the map. Let's check. China Rising. Was it China Rising? No. BF4 maps. It reminds me of China Rising. It was Altai Range. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Yeah. Ooh. I also miss Silk Road. I mean, Dragon's Pass. Come on, man. BF4 was the shit. Look at this. Bring these maps back, bro. What the fuck?
Experience. Then there's Brooklyn.
This is like, if you think about like Operation, is it Operation Locker? What's the BF3 map in Paris? What was the name of the map? Was it Metro? Yeah, Operation Metro. Yeah, that was what it was. Yeah.
Bringing the best of both scale and close quarters combat.
All of these maps are built to support any of our variety of modes with custom layouts that we call combat zones that have been rigorously playtested and iterated to ensure a thrilling, authentic Battlefield experience. No matter
I saw someone complaining on the live stream that the maps are a little bit too small for Conquest. And it was Jack Frags. And I tend to disagree because one major complaint that they had with 2042 was the fact that the maps are too big. So listening to the feedback of the maps being too big, you scale it back down because you don't want to be in a game with a very, very fast time to kill. And because you don't have a vehicle, because you don't have some kind of car or jet or whatever, it takes you 30, 40 seconds to get to a combat zone. By the time you get to the combat zone and you're high TTK, you're dead. Meaning that you spend 10 seconds waiting to respawn, 3 seconds moving to a combat zone, and 1 second dying. So that's 45 seconds and you've not done anything. You've not accomplished anything. So a smaller map means that you spawn in, it takes you 10 seconds to get to a combat zone, you survive, and you come back again. So that's 20 seconds. You're saving people 50% of their time. I think, I'm not saying the map should be small and tiny, but I think the kind of map where you have the jets and the helicopters, of course, they will have those really, really big maps, but does it cater very well to 32 players on a team? Does it cater to 64 players? Yes. We had maps like Gormwood Railway, Silk Road, those really, 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 really big maps. But, like, BF1, what was that map? Sinai Desert, right? Those are like the big, big open maps where you have space to fly and do all this other stuff. But you have to think about the players on the ground because it's not everyone who's going to have a jet. It's not everyone's going to have a helicopter. Most of the players are going to be on the ground. You don't want players running 30, 40 minutes to get to 30, 40 seconds to get to a combat zone. So the map not being that big is not going to be a problem unless you're playing a map that has jets. That's where it's important. But a map like this, a chopper is fine. You don't need it to be that big because most of the people playing the game are these guys on the floor.
Where you're playing.
Conquest. Breakthrough. Rush.
So Conquest, Breakthrough, Rush, standard. That's the holy trinity.
Our all-out warfare trifecta of modes delivers moments you can't get in any other game.
I've always liked the narrative aspect, like BF1's what do you call it? BF1's Breakthrough. It was called something else. I forgot what it was called. BF1's Breakthrough was like where you had the map and you could actually, it was like a campaign basically. And then you had the narrative in between the rounds, you had the behemoths, you had all those things. This game doesn't have that, but I believe that if you can incorporate something like that into the game, it makes the game more thematic. You feel like you have something at stake, not just that this is a game you jump in and jump out. The game actually finds a way of pulling you in and keeping you in the game. You don't want to abandon your squad while you're trying to push. So if you're going from Gibraltar and you're going to the next map, you actually get on a plane or, okay, so you played Breakthrough. You've, completed Breakthrough, and then you've pushed the enemy back to a new map in Gibraltar, and you're going after them. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's a way you can tie this thing together with a little bit of narrative, like they did in BF1. So it's something that the game needs, instead of it just being jump in, jump out of the game.
And with Battlefield 6, giving you more ways to play, all infused with Battlefield's DNA. Team Deathmatch. Squad Deathmatch. Domination. King of the Hill.
I don't remember King of the Hill in Battlefield. I don't recall playing King of the Hill in Battlefield. Unless, no. There was a mode in BF1. What was it? It was in the Russian expansion. Okay, was it Tsar? In the name of the Tsar? What mode was it? I forget what it was called. There was a game mode. Supply Drop, that's what it was. Supply Drop was awesome. So Supply Drop works kind of like King of the Hill. So that's the point. Instead of calling it King of the Hill like any other Halo game, where
In our newest addition to our all-out warfare experience called Escalation, where teams are pushed to a final climactic battle that we think our players will love.
Let's see what escalation actually is. What is escalation? Nine maps, 8 modes. Crazy. Escalation. What's the mode? Two teams fight to capture strategic control points. As the teams expand their territory, fewer and fewer control points remain, creating increasingly intense areas of, I'm not seeing this, areas of combat. This battle for territory culminates in an all-out war where both sides fight to control the last remaining points on the map. Wow. Okay, so let's say you have 20 points. You've captured 10. The enemy has captured 9. And the enemy needs to capture the 10th in order for it to be, or is it first to 10? You know, first to 10 or first to 12, that sort of thing. That makes sense. That seems quite nice. So we have Rush Standard. Let's see. Team Deathmatch, Domination, King of the Hill. No capture the flag. No, what's it called? What was the name of this mode? No, Demolition? Not Demolition. Fuck. Obliteration. Damn. No obliteration. I missed that mode, bro. Obliteration is a classic map. You drop in with classic mode. You drop in with a parachute, and then you have to get the bomb, rush the bomb, plant the bomb, defend the bomb, detonate the bomb, and then you score. First to 3 wins. High pace game. I'm sure that will come back. Maybe in the further season. You have to bring something like that back for sure. Because it was basically like a battle royale, not a battle royale, but it was the dropping in with the parachute was new at the time.
We've spent countless hours of playtesting these modes, both internally and alongside our Battlefield Labs participants, and working to refine them and make them feel true to Battlefield's brand of immersive warfare. You can expect more maps, modes, and events as part of our post-launch seasonal content that we'll be telling you about closer to release.
Okay, maps and modes are coming, alright, so it will come. It will come for sure.
And with the return
Jihad Jeep is back. Let's fucking go. Allahu Akbar.
of Portal, you can also build, share, and play your custom-created experiences.
So Portal is back, but what the hell is this map?
This new, more powerful version of Portal will enable creators to use an updated toolset that features editing tools that will let you create even wilder experiences. That's not all. In Portal's newly redesigned Verified mode, modifiers will allow players to set up hardcore rule sets with one-shot kills, closed weapons, and so much more, all with
That's nice.
full progression and XP gain.
With updates to our UI and navigation systems, it will be easier than ever to find and share exciting new experiences made with Portal. We can't wait to see what you create, share, and play. Wait to see what you create, share, and play.
Okay, she counted it correctly. You count with your thumb and your index. So she's alright. I disliked her because of her hair, but she's an okay woman. She counted correctly. So it's okay. I'll tolerate her. Yeah. What's there to dislike? I was watching the stream and people were saying, oh, don't pre-order. Why not? Why shouldn't you pre-order? Like, there's such a groupthink, hive mind mentality going on with gamers today that just saddens me. People don't allow each other to think for themselves. If you see a game like this and it's exciting to you and you have the money, you pre-order it. Why would I wait for a game to launch? Then I have to see what everyone is doing to see if people are buying the game before I buy the game. It's not they who are going to play the game, it's I who's going to play the game. So it's so stupid. You pre-order. You pre-order and you get all this stuff just for buying the game early. What's wrong with that? If the game turns out to be shit, you just have to take the L. You've paid for bad games before, and this game doesn't look bad at all. The game looks good, actually. The game is exciting, but people just prefer to be negative. It's clear they've taken player feedback into consideration. The game has the structure like you wanted. The maps are not too stupidly big like you wanted. So everyone's just spamming, don't pre-order. Why? If we pre-order, they see our excitement for the game. I think that it's going to have a ripple effect that, yes, it pays us to follow the consumer feedback. It pays the consumers are excited with the changes that we've made. They're excited that we listen to them. It's a consistent feedback loop of you don't like the game they made before, they made the game you like now. So you show them the appreciation for making the game you like now by pre-ordering the game. by being positive, by hyping up the game, telling your friends about the game, let people come in and play. But if they do mess up on launch, servers are down, or whatever regular issues Battlefield has, then you have the moral authority to say. But you can keep telling people don't pre-order the game. When should they buy it? Should they buy it a week after launch, 2 weeks after launch, a month after launch? Look, listen. Games die within the first 30 days. No game sells as much after the first 30 days. And if this game fails, which I don't want it to fail, if this game fails, God forbid, trust me, Battlefield is finished. It happened to Medal of Honor. There are many games that have gone. People are being laid off. The gaming industry is on a teetering balance. So you coming out to say, don't buy the game, don't pre-order the game, I think it's very, very counterproductive. This medium is our lives. We've spent our lives playing these games. We've spent our lives enjoying these games. People have spent their lives making these games. So coming out to say you won't pay for it or you shouldn't pre-order, I think it's very, very stupid, counterproductive, retarded. So please, everyone who is saying don't pre-order, I think you should keep your mouth shut. If you don't want to pre-order, keep your mouth shut and don't pre-order. We who are excited for the game, we who want to support the developers, will pre-order the game to show our excitement for what they've worked hard to show us. I think that will be the reaction. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.
Do I invoke the ancient pact of bonding? Once more, the wicked stand before us, threatening the sacred communion between your realm and mine.
We have been here before. We watch your petty world slumbering. You cannot defy the cold of our steel. You can only surrender.
I saw a longship made of the claws of dead men. The raids drove everyone to the shore. My daughter too. No man who meets the hunt returns to this world.
I returned.